Hi, boys and girls. Today in writing, I'm going to be telling you how you can improve your writing even better. Just like yesterday, I told you one thing that writers do is they add dialogue to their stories. They can do it with speech bubbles, like I tried out up here, or they can do it with quotation marks that hug whatever they're saying. So we tried out that yesterday. So today we're going to work on adding something to our illustrations. So today would be a great day to fill in any of your illustrations that you haven't done already and add some really awesome detail to them. And I'm going to show you some cool ways to add really neat small details to your story in your illustrations. And I'm going to use a book by Mo Willems to help you get some ideas. This book is called Edwina, the Dinosaur Who Didn't Know She Was Extinct. And it's by Mo Willems. So I'm going to make sure that you pay close attention to the illustrations in this book. Here we go. Everyone in town knew Edwina. She was the dinosaur who played with the neighborhood kids. She was the dinosaur who did favors for anyone who asked. Okay, so right away we can already see we have great illustrations. Like they even have the street number on this light pole that she's changing out for the police officer. You can even see some details like a fountain in the park with like a mermaid in it. They add lots of details, don't they? Edwina helped little old ladies cross the street, and she baked chocolate chip cookies for everyone. Everybody loved Edwina, except Reginald von Hooby-Dooby. Okay, so this is Reginald von Hooby-Dooby, and we definitely have some expression on his face showing that he dislikes Edwina. Reginald knew just about everything about just about everything. He liked to give reports in class about all the things he knew. Today, he was going to talk about things that are extinct, specifically dinosaurs. So this is a fantastic illustration right here because it's very detailed and it matches kind of what Reginald von Hooby-Dooby is trying to do, right? It says, dinosaurs totally extinct, report by Reginald von Hooby-Dooby. And look at how the dinosaur has like X's for eyes because they're dead, right? So this picture is pretty funny and very detailed, okay? It's really interesting that this little girl is also holding a dinosaur stuffed animal and looking quite upset by this fact. So that is a really interesting small detail that Mo Willems stuck in there to make the book more interesting. See, here she is again with it. But as soon as Reginald started, Beth McFeeder asked, well, what about Edwina? She's a dinosaur. And then Tommy Britcher said, yeah, Edwina can't be extinct. She bakes chocolate chip cookies for us. Look at all this dialogue also. And then Mrs. Mink added, maybe Edwina is baking chocolate chip cookies right now. And here's an interesting detail that you can see in the background. This boy just left the classroom so fast that his chair tipped over and he is running out the door. Probably because the teacher said maybe Edwina is baking cookies now. So he's probably out to see if he can find some cookies. Before he knew it, everyone except Reginald was outside eating cookies. No one listens to me with that dinosaur around, thought Reginald. Well, tomorrow I'll prove to the world, or to the whole town, that dinosaurs really are extinct. And poof, Edwina will disappear. Here's another interesting detail I noticed. It looks to me like his bedspread is chocolate chip cookies. So I think he also really loves chocolate chip cookies and would probably really like Edwina. Interesting detail. The next morning, Reginald handed out flyers that made excellent arguments about how extinct dinosaurs are. They also made excellent hats. So it's a nice detail that they added pictures of the hats that they made. When flyers didn't work, Reginald tried protesting. So here's his sign. This is not happening. When protesting didn't work, he tried everything he could think of. So then it shows the examples of what he tried. But no one listened. Finally, Reginald broke down and cried. Boo-hoo, he sobbed. Why won't anyone listen to me? I'll listen to you, said a voice from behind him. Reginald took Edwina to his classroom. Inside, Edwina listened as Reginald told her the truth about dinosaurs. Do you see how this says do not disturb? That's a good detail. Look at all the pictures people have drawn of Edwina and eating the cookies. And this is interesting. Mo Willems snuck in a picture of Pigeon from his other books, right? That is interesting illustrations. He was persuasive. He was expressive. He was loud. He was very convincing. Edwina was shocked. When he was done, Reginald felt fantastic. No one had ever listened to him so well for so long. Everything Reginald had said made sense. There was no doubt about it. In Edwina's mind, she knew she was extinct. She just didn't care. So this is a nice illustration here also, showing she just broke right through the door and said, I don't care. And by then, neither did Reginald von Hooby-Dooby. And he runs out also. Okay, the end. And here she is baking cookies for him. So some things that you noticed, I hope, in this book is that in the background or the setting of the book, you can really make the illustrations interesting. You know, Mo Willems snuck in that pigeon. Mo Willems snuck in really neat details like background posters that Reginald von Hooby-Dooby was showing, right? Any other kind of interesting thing in the background made the book just better, right? So I thought a good place for me to add an interesting illustration, I decided here on this page, this was my third page that I have already done, right? I've got my lead, my first event, my second event. This is the one where, let me read what I have so far. Al felt sorry for the lady, so he searched all night. He found the dog in the morning. And then I decided to add this dialogue. There is Layla, Owl said. So I drew a picture of Owl in flight. And I drew like a field and a road and some trees. So my detail is that Layla is very small because Owl is way up high in the sky. And Layla, the dog, is curled up next to this tree because she's lost and scared. So there's my little detail there. But the other detail I tried to sneak in is the sun. I wanted to make the horizon so I could show the sun coming up because remember, Owl searched all night because owls are nocturnal. And so Owl wouldn't normally be awake in the morning. So it's the very end of the night and it's starting to become morning. So I wanted to add that detail in to really help my setting and help my readers understand what was happening. So you're going to try out adding good details to your illustrations and the setting to match your story and help the reader out, and maybe even put in just some interesting things, right? Like how Reginald, who hated Edwina, had cookies on his bed sheets or on his comforter, and how when they said Edwina might be baking cookies and how the kid's running off. So anytime you think you can add really cool illustrations like that or funny things in your story, some people call them Easter eggs. They're little clues or things hidden in the pictures that you can't see unless you look really closely. So see if you can hide some things in there. Make sure they do kind of make sense though. All right, I can't wait to see those.